Out for my morning walk at 7 a.m. and already 90 degrees in Arizona. Gotta love it. Bobcat on. Oh, wow. There they are. It's Weight Loss Wednesday. Welcome back to my new video series. If you missed last week's Weight Loss Wednesday, just click on the iCard up there and it'll take you there and you can catch up with all that has gone on in 2020. Okay, so let's get started. In this video, I am going to talk about all the things and what I learned about... Are you quite done? This is YouTube. Oh, that is too funny. Beachy. Oh boy.
Get it, Beachy.
Get it. Are we quite done? Okay. Beachy, we don't want to see your butt. Okay, that's better. At least you're not showing your butt to everyone. At least he's quiet.
Oh my god. BG.
I think he's done.
Don't say that.
Fingers crossed. All right, so today I wanted to talk about some things that happened recently that really put to the test some of the ideas I had shared with you in my last video about how sometimes I can't control what's going to happen in life, but I can control how I respond to that. And I got to tell you, the month of August put that to the test. So I'm going to share with you what happened in August and how I dealt with it and let you know if it affected my weight loss. And then I'll share with you some non-scale victories I had in the month of August despite all the other chaos that was happening. And then I'll also give you the results of my weigh-in. Did I lose any weight after going through all that? And then last, I want to tell you about what I plan to do with my food journey and exercise journey moving forward, because a lot of you asked questions after you saw last week's video. But before I start all that, I want to take a moment and thank each and every one of you who reached out and commented either on the video or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those comments I received. Thank you so much for all your kind words and your encouragement on this journey. I can't tell you how much it touched my heart reading all of those. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I hope that what I'm sharing in these videos resonates with anyone else who happens to be going through the same struggle. We're in this together, so let's all just not be afraid. Comment all you want in this video below. Let me know how your journey's going, what has worked for you, what isn't working for you. I'd love to hear about it, okay? Okay, so let me tell you about what happened last August, okay? We all know 2020 has been crazy, but what happened to me last month kind of ramped it up a bit, all right? We had several things that just kind of happened one after the other that really pushed me to the edge of my resistance in eating away my stress. And it started off with our air conditioning having problems and needing a substantial repair. And it was followed up a few days later with our refrigerator leaking all over the kitchen floor. And then right after that, our clothes dryer just totally burnt out. And then on the day we were getting a new dryer delivered to our house, I was having breakfast, bit into a piece of turkey bacon, and proceeded to crack the front tooth in half. Now, it wasn't the first time this was cracked in half. I did it 20 years ago, but the repair had lasted 20 years, and it just so happened that in all of this chaos that was happening, that was the time it decided to pop off again. And it was on a weekend, and I couldn't find any dentists that were open. I needed to get my tooth reattached as soon as possible. If you watched last week's video, you know I had talked about how I may not be able to control events that are coming at me, but I can control how I react to those events. All of those happening one after the other and really taking a hit on our finances that I wasn't anticipating. It pushed me to the end of that, and I had to keep reminding myself, I can't control all these things happening to me, but I can control how I respond or react to them. And I really focused on that each time something was going wrong in the household. I also heard Christy, for those of you who are new to my channel and don't know who Christy is, she's my dear friend and also trainer who has helped me in this weight loss journey. I could hear her voice in my head during that time going, when has eating crap ever made the situation better? And it's so true. It's not going to make the situation go away. It's not going to make me feel any better. If anything, it makes me feel worse to go splurge on some crappy food. So I held firm. I did not cave in on my diet, and I am very grateful. That was like the biggest test. In the past, those 4 events happening one after the other would have pushed me back to eating a ton of food, and I didn't. So I was really thankful I didn't do that again, and I feel a lot more confident now knowing that that was the key, that when I don't feel like I have control, that I was just shoveling the food in as a one way of controlling things in life. You know, crazy, but it's what happens inside my head and my relationship with food. So just getting through all of those events and not falling off the wagon and eating all sorts of junk food to eat away my stress, I consider one of the biggest non-scale victories. Which kind of leads me to the next topic I wanted to talk about in this video, is the non-scale victories I've noticed. Because sometimes non-scale victories represent your progress even more than the scale. So that was one huge non-scale victory, getting through that stress. Another non-scale victory was last week. I put on a pair of pants that I hadn't worn since December of 2019 when I was at my heaviest, and they were so unbelievably tight. And last week I put them on, and oh my gosh, I thought I was going to need a belt to hold them up. What a wonderful feeling. They were so loose on me. So that is another non-scale victory that I am celebrating. There were 2 other non-scale victories that were really emotional for me, and it kind of ties into what was happening last month. When I broke my tooth and I went into the dentist, they took my blood pressure. And if you recall in my last video, I said that my blood pressure at the beginning of this year was 150/100, not healthy. And when they took my blood pressure at the dentist office, it was 145/85. My diastolic dropped from 100 to 85. That's a big drop, and that's a huge non-scale victory for me, so I'm super happy about that. The other non-scale victory that I've noticed this past week is my daughter and I were going through old footage, and she came upon a clip that I made at the end of last year, and you can hear me in the audio part of that breathing so heavily. Remember when I said in last week's video that just sitting I could be out of breath? I want to share with you that video clip and let you hear how hard I was struggling to breathe. Take a listen. I no longer breathe heavily like that. That is a huge non-scale victory. Not only am I not huffing and puffing when I'm resting, I can even walk across a room and not huff and puff, and I'm doing my daily walks. All of that together is making the breathing so much better, not to mention the loss of weight. And a bonus, my kids even tell me my snoring isn't as bad as it was, so I don't snore. It's a lie. All of it's a lie. So those non-scale victories are huge, and sometimes they show you a little more clearly your progress, even more than the scale. But now let's talk about the scale, okay? I'm happy to report that I actually did lose weight despite all that stress in August, and my weight last week was 280.2, and I think that's a loss of almost 3.2 pounds since my previous weigh-in. So those non-scale victories and the scale showing what it did, I think I'm heading in the right direction. So the last thing I want to also talk about in this video, a lot of you asked me, what am I doing with my diet? What am I doing with my exercise? And I will be addressing those questions in more detail in a future video. I'll give you a what I eat in a day video, and there will be my exercise routine videos coming up, so it'll be more detailed on that. But for today, I will tell you that I am sticking to about a 1,200 to 1,400 calorie day, and that is because my TDEE, that total daily energy expenditure calculator that I talked about in last week's video, that calculator indicated that in order to maintain my weight, I would have to be consuming 2,300 calories. And in order to lose weight, of course, you have to be in a calorie deficit. So keeping my calories between 1,200 and 1,400 a day will help me get that deficit built up. Because right now I'm doing mild exercises, not really intense, because I still want to lose a few more pounds before I really ramp it up with the exercise. Want to give my joints a chance to be ready for that kind of activity. So because of the lighter exercise and the fact that I'm also postmenopausal, I'm keeping my calorie count between 1,200 and 1,400 a day to help me in this weight loss journey. As for exercise, I'm currently doing mile-long walks. I think I mentioned that in last week's video. And I'm currently doing a very slow mile walk in a half an hour. But we are trying to pick up that pace. And once I get that mile to a 20-minute walk, then I will increase the distance. And I'm also going to be adding more strength training as well. So that's my plan for right now. I hope you like what I shared in this video. If any of the things I brought up resonate with you, please let me know in the comments below, or if you have any weight loss or healthy eating tips you want to share, please leave those in the comments below. And let me know you like this video by clicking that like button too. Or if you are new to my channel and this is your first time stopping by, welcome. Please click on that subscribe button and ring the bell so you know the next time I upload a weight loss vlog. Thanks for sticking around for this video. I'll see you next week.
This video, why don't you check out one of these over here? And don't forget, the links to my socials are found below.